Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream. Live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins, going to move some crypto around for you guys, and as always, I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can't troubleshoot your problems here live. Well, Ethereum cracked the $4,000 mark and hit a few not quite yearly highs or not quite all-time highs, but highs nonetheless. I think they were 8-month highs or 9-month highs. But that's good news. And then XRP just finally settled its case with the SEC. Both sides mutually agreed for no more appeals. Good news for XRP. And Solana ETFs are just around the corner. So it looks like alt season is here. We've had highs in Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin market has been popping this whole year. And Bitcoin dominance is pretty high. I think right now around 60% of the crypto market cap is Bitcoin. I could be wrong about that. Just guessing. But it's starting to lose its dominance due to Ethereum. We'll take a look at that tonight. Let's see. What else is going on? Well, I've got my M22 shirt on. You can't really see it very well. M22 is one of the most beautiful highways in Michigan, if you're not aware of that. And we were up in Traverse City over the summer for the 4th of July and the Cherry Festival. So I really like this shirt. My wife just washed it, just came out of the dryer. So I wanted to put that on and greet you guys. I want to greet everybody that's here tonight. Oh, I've got a little story to tell about the camera that we're using right now. This camera was connected, well, the old camera, oops, well, something's going weird over here. Hopefully everything's okay. The camera that I had before, the Canon camera, was connected to this old Elgato capture card. This card went out. I don't know. It's probably 6 or 7 years old that I've had this card. And I couldn't figure out why the camera wasn't mounting up anymore as a camera in my Windows. And so I went out and replaced this card and reconnected the camera. And as it turns out, the new card is called the 4K capture card. And when it sees my older Canon Rebel, it realizes that it's only 480p, which is SD format, out of the HDMI port. The camera itself is full HD. Yeah, so it's so weird. But anyway, I was getting letterbox. And so this intro and all of my rants are taken with the Canon camera. So, and things went crazy. So I had to run out and buy a new Canon camera, which is crazy. Let me see if you can sort of see it. Yeah, it's right here. You can sort of see it. But that's the Canon camera. But was quite an investment, and recently have been going back and forth with a lot of people over, let's turn this thing off, over the fact that, the Ledger device, the original Ledger Nano S, is outdated. It was discontinued 3 years ago, and now there's no more updates for that device. Now, that does not mean that the device doesn't work anymore. But a lot of people are up in arms that Ledger is no longer supporting the device. They felt like, I guess they should have just supported it forever. And I've been catching a lot of flack, like I'm flippant, like, things wear out. Well, things wear out. This card wore out for me, and they don't sell it anymore. So I had to buy a new one, which was $300. And then my camera didn't work anymore. So I had to get a new camera, which was $829. I might have been able to get away with like a webcam, 4K webcam in this position, but I like the camera that I can adjust and zoom in on my device at times. So And I'm just comfortable having a Canon camera. So anyway, that's my little story. Let's greet everyone that's here. I want to thank all you people for being with me every week. Just Have Fun was here first, apparently. Hello, all. It's good to have you. Kenny was in second. Hope everyone had a great week. I do too. Thank you for being here every week, Kenny. It's great to have you. And then we missed you last week. I think it was last week you weren't here. So we missed you last week. Simon is here. Andreas Ebert is here. P. Wizzle, Paul is here. Bernie is here, waiting for his ledger recovery key. That's pretty cool. I got my new one. I opened it last week on the live stream, the one that I was able to claim. Unfortunately, if you own a ledger, more than one ledger stacks or flex, you're only eligible to claim one ledger recovery key for free if you pay shipping. So if you have more than one ledger flex or ledger stacks, then and you want more than one recovery key, you'll have to purchase them. So I claimed my one, and mine came pretty quick. It came within a couple of days. I was really surprised how fast mine came after I made my claim. Bobby is here. Gregory Whelan is here. Roland Kane is here. Great to see you, Roland. Good to have you every week as well. Will is here. Chris from England, talking about the ledger scam. I did a video on that. So you might want to check out this video. It's basically a scam, definitely a scam. I went through it. It's just another tired grift to try to get people to put in their seed phrase. It's the age-old scam. It always boils down to trying to get someone to enter their seed phrase. But yeah, look out for that scam. Dan the Man is here, 4,300, highest level since December of 21. Oh, okay. So now we have reached a yearly high. Good stuff. The all-time high was around 5,000, and looks like we're heading that direction, right? It is a nice, stable picture. I love that camera. And in fact, I did the live stream thumbnail with a 4K picture from that camera. So the thumbnail looked pretty good too. The picture of me. I'm working on thumbnails. Yeah, I love great gear. That's my thing, you know. I'm still pondering whether I should upgrade my graphics card from the NVIDIA 4090 to the NVIDIA 5090. The retail was supposed to be $2,000. But you can get them now, but they're the average price is around $3,100, and I'm not sure I'm ready to spend $3,100 on a new graphics card. I mean, the graphics card that I have is pretty damn good as it stands, right? Alina's here. Sorry, I said the D word, or it's Alina's dad using Alina's profile. Good to have you here. E. Poston from Colorado, Francisco. Mr. Miskey is here, and Dan the Man. Right. So let's jump into the news, guys. If you've never been in the stream before, there's some stuff here at the top. We have an agenda, some things I want to get done. My latest video, which was I did a video on the Sui Slush Wallet. I had done a video on the Sui wallet before, but they merged with some other company or whatever, and now it's called the Slush Wallet. And so I did a video on how to use the Slush Wallet with a ledger device. So you might want to check that one out. Hardware wallets. Check out my landing page for Ledger. All kinds of goodies there. I believe you can get... well, I know you can get a $10 rebate in Bitcoin whenever you use my landing page. And so that's always a good thing if you're in the market for a Ledger device. And if you have a Ledger Nano S, you're still eligible for that upgrade. I'm not sure how long that's going to go, but I would highly encourage you to take advantage of that if you have an old Ledger Nano S. All you have to do is connect it to your computer and verify that you own it. They don't have you sign any transactions or anything. They just verify. They can. It's like the genuine check. They can detect the device, and then they'll give you 20% off on any Ledger product. So that's really a great deal for the Ledger stacks, which is normally $399. You can get it for $319 and 20 cents if you have an old Ledger Nano S. So I would encourage you to do the upgrade. And let's see. Oh, yeah. And then a whole bunch of other wallets that I've reviewed and done tutorials for. I've got affiliate agreements with all of them. So if you're interested in any of these other products, check them out. If you're interested in getting on an exchange like Kraken or Crypto.com exchange, I've got affiliate links. If you want to do institutional custody with Caleb and Brown, I got a link for that. And then a bunch of links for the Ledger Recovery Key. Like I said, you've got till the end of August to claim your free one if you already own a Ledger Stacks or a Ledger Flex. And if you purchase a Ledger Stacks or Flex outright, you're going to get one included now. They include them in all the boxes going out. And if you want to get one just outright, maybe a 3-pack, there's a link for that too. Stampseed, I got an email from James at Stampseed, great guy, and he told me that a lot of people used my link to buy Stampseed in July when Bitcoin hit its all-time high, and it was a record for me. He was like, hey man, you had a lot of sales off your Stampseed link, so I'll keep pushing that. A stamp seed is something that you can record your seed phrase. And it's interesting that I was talking with Ian at Ledger during one of our affiliate powwows. And he was telling me that he was using, I think he was using a crypto tag, but he was using like the hammer and the thing. And his wife was laughing at him. And he was like, well, what are you laughing about? And she said, he said, you are using the most advanced form of money in history, and you are literally chiseling your seed phrase into a tablet, just like back in the old days. So it is kind of a full circle thing. Cryptocurrency is entirely digital, based on advanced cryptography, but the seed phrase itself is just like things that we would have been securing since time immemorial. Where do you hide your pretty shell so that the other cavemen don't see it? You hide it under a rock when no one else is looking. So the same thing goes, for a stamp seed. That's security. And if your device ever gets lost, damaged, or stolen, something like this could save all of your crypto. And then, of course, I've got all the news stories linked down below. So let's jump in. Let's get into the news, guys. Let's get over to the first story here. Ether price hits 4K for the first time since December of 24. And ETH right now is almost 43. I think Dan just said that it was had hit 4,300. Maybe on a different exchange, or maybe it's bounced back a little since then. But yeah, things are really popping with Ethereum. Of course, Ethereum is the number 2 cryptocurrency, and it's basically a virtual computer, a decentralized virtual computer that's always on. You can run programs on it. They call them smart contracts. You can also use Ethereum to create tokens. There are a lot of tokens on the Ethereum blockchain, sub tokens, what we call ERC20 tokens. And one of the big things in the news lately are stable coins. Stable coins can live on different blockchains, but the granddaddy of stable coins, Tether, and its little cousin US dollar coin, have versions that run on Ethereum, and those, I don't know what the percentage is, but probably a huge percentage of all the issued stablecoins out there worldwide are running on the Ethereum blockchain. So it makes sense that people would start to wake up to Ethereum, right? Let's see what we've got. Ether hits 44,000. Ether price optimism continues, with Ether taking chunks away from Bitcoin's crypto market cap dominance. What I was talking about earlier, the market cap dominance is the percentage of Bitcoin in the market cap of the entire crypto ecosystem. So Bitcoin's market cap is a pretty high percentage. It's around 50, between 50 and 60 right now. Dan probably knows what the current market dominance of Bitcoin is. But with ETH gaining momentum here and gaining market cap, Bitcoin dominance is starting to go down for the first time. Well, we're not the first time, but for the first time in a while. It's been pretty, Bitcoin dominance has been pretty strong this year. So ETH back at 4,000. A lot of wrecked capital was among those eyeing Ether's increasing slice of the total market cap. Dominance, ETH dominance is already 50-60% of the way to its macro uptrend. Charts comparing Ether's previous bull runs. A whale, this is an interesting post. A whale bought 10.4K Ethereum worth 40.5 million over the counter. So a lot of whales are buying Ethereum. So really good news for that. And then this little article here is kind of an overview. Ethereum surpasses 4,000. Implications for market sentiment and institutional demand. I've got this article linked down below, but I did kind of a little graphic here that that's not the one. This one. Yeah. So here are our key facts. Ether has hit 4,000, up 10% from last week. Big name traders, e.g. Eugene, are going long. Strong institutional inflows boosting stability. Why this matters. It's a psychological and technical milestone, the $4,000 mark. What are our risks? Well, we could have a short-term pullback after a big run-up. It could be a little overbought right now. We've got some indicators on that. The macro factors are interest rates and global market volatility. And there have been predictions that the Fed is finally going to crack and lower interest rates in September. We'll see what that's going to do. How many people here think ETH is going to hold above 4K this time for good? It might dip back down below, but it looks like perhaps, let's hope, Ethereum over 4K is here to stay. It's healthily above it now. I just made that word up, healthily. Are you buying now or waiting for a dip? Well, some of you might be waiting for a dip. Some of you might be buying. You know, a lot of people buy at the top, right? That's our lot in life. Let's see if this works. Hey, that worked. Okay, so, well, that's it for Ethereum. Let's look at XRP. The XRP price jumped on 200% futures volume surge as Ripple lawsuit ends. XRP price may continue to climb towards $4.50 over the next few months as it breaks out of a classic bullish continuation pattern. XRP futures volumes have popped up over 200% in the last 24 hours. Look, this article was from the 8th, so that was yesterday. Bull price flag, $4.50. XRP futures trading volume, I've said that many times, overtaking Solana's 9.6 billion, according to on-chain data resource Glassnode. Rising futures volume often reflects heightened trader interest and speculative positioning, especially after major news events. In XRP's case, it is the end of the long-running SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. Yay. Open interest, which shows the value of unsettled futures contract, also climbed 15% to about 5 billion. At 0.01%, XRP's positive daily funding rate suggested that most traders were taking long positions, anticipating future upside. Heavy long positioning can also increase downside risk, Glassnode warned. That suggested over-leveraged traders could face liquidations, potentially accelerating a correction if the price turned lower from current levels. You always have to be aware of downside risks. And I've got that linked. Now let's talk a little bit about Solana. This story is more about the Solana ETFs debuting pretty soon. And some people are thinking BlackRock might jump in at the last minute. And according to one of these analysts, that's messed up. BlackRock hasn't filed for a Solana ETF, but ETF analyst James Seffart says they shouldn't be allowed to jump in at the last minute after other issuers' hard work. The world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, should not be allowed to launch a Solana exchange-traded fund simultaneously with the U.S.-based issuers who have already filed for one. That's messed up. Seifert told Novadius President Nate Gerasi in a video published to YouTube on Saturday discussing a hypothetical scenario where BlackRock, despite no filing so far, submits an application at the last minute for a spot Solana ETF and launches alongside firms that applied months ago. That shouldn't happen. These smaller issuers, these guys have spent so much time working with the SEC getting the paperwork right. Van Eck was the first U.S. firm to apply for a spot Solana ETF in June of 2024. Other Solana ETF bidders include Bitwise, Grayscale, Invesco, 21 Shares, CoinShares, Canary Capital, Franklin Templeton, and Fidelity Investments. Since the initial filing, the SEC has issued several delays in its approval decision and requested amended application forms to gain greater legal clarity on proposed products. Psychedelic Astronaut, thank you for that donation. I appreciate it. Let me get through these last couple of stories, and I'll look at your question that you've got there. Let's see. I got another one here. World Liberty Financial weighs 1.5 billion public company to hold World Liberty FI tokens. I think that's WLFI. Trump linked, of course. World Liberty Financial, the Trump family-backed crypto venture, is exploring the creation of a publicly traded company to hold its WLFI tokens with a fundraising target of roughly $1.5 billion. The structure of the deal is still being finalized, but major investors in technology and crypto have been approached, and discussions are said to be progressing quickly, according to a Friday report from Bloomberg. The move would place World Liberty among a growing wave of digital asset treasury companies, which are publicly traded firms holding crypto reserves. These companies have raised an estimated $79 billion in 2025 for Bitcoin purchases alone, per the report. World Liberty, whose website names Donald Trump as co-founder emeritus, launched last year with plans for a crypto lending app and currently offers USD1, a dollar-backed stablecoin. And then you can read more about that. But big business around crypto. And the Trump family is involved. All right. And then Harvard Endowment invests $116 million into BlackRock ETF. Dan had brought this up earlier, so I wanted to cover this story. I didn't get a chance to link it down below, so let me just quickly paste that in down here where you guys can check out that whole story. It's just another great adoption story for crypto in general, Bitcoin specifically. Let's go back here. And I think that's it. Let's see. Thank you guys, everyone, for being here tonight. It's great to have everybody here. I've got a donation and a question. So let's see what Psychedelic Astronaut has for me here. I've got a Tangem using your link. Thank you so much for that. Was wondering if you can explain how to claim Midnight Airdrop with Tangem. I'm having trouble signing. I appreciate you giving me that donation, but I shy away from these airdrops. I remember going through the ringer First of all, airdrops are, let me give you my, airdrops are great if they just fall in your lap. Like, I remember there was an airdrop for MetaMask. If you were using MetaMask, they just gave an airdrop. But a lot of airdrops are difficult to claim. So you're asking me how to do it. So that means it's not trivial. And then the problem surrounding airdrops like that are that everyone's asking how to do it. And there's a bunch of scam websites out there claiming to be the official site. And so a lot of people get scammed because they're trying to claim an airdrop, which they think, hey, it's free money. I might as well. And then they end up getting scammed. So that's another reason I don't really care for airdrops. I did a video on how to claim the Jupiter airdrop, which was pretty straightforward. If you were using Solana dexes. But I looked into this midnight thing, and I remember the Flare token. That thing just put me through the ringer. Everybody was asking me, how do I claim Flare token? How do I claim Flare token? And it was not easy. You had to like register your XRP wallet, and which I felt was a little bit of a not a scam, but kind of you were giving them your public metrics about your XRP wallet, and I felt like it was a ding on your privacy in their favor. And then it took them years and years and years to finally, I think that the Flare token finally airdropped and people got their tokens, and Flare token is nowhere. It was like a whole bunch of nothing, much ado about nothing. I looked into the midnight airdrop. It's Cardano based or some sort of crazy thing. You won't even get your airdrop for like 2 years. And I don't know, if you've got patience, that's great. But I'm always leery of these schemes where, you're putting in time and effort for something that's not even going to come to fruition for a year or two. Maybe that's your thing. I don't know. But the impression that I get from people that are trying to claim this airdrop is they think they're going to get it right away. Just tell me how to get it. Well, you're not going to, even if you do it, you're not going to get it for like 2 years. So I apologize. I appreciate that you gave me a donation, but I don't get into that sort of thing. I don't know how to put it. The Flare token thing just burned me out on this whole, crazy airdrop schemes. I don't know anything about this company, but I don't know. I think I've made my point clear about one of the reasons that I'm not into airdrops and why I don't like buy into this stuff. I even went on YouTube, and there's like one dude trying to explain how to claim the midnight airdrop. So I just don't think it's worth your time and effort. I'm sorry if I feel that way, but yeah, I'm sorry, Psychedelic Astronaut. I looked into it thinking it'd be pretty easy, and it turns out it's quite involved. Okay, so I did want to buy some Ethereum tonight and put it in my wallet. So let's go over to Coinbase, and let's see if you do. How do they used to do this easy? Let's see. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm using advanced Coinbase. If you're using regular Coinbase, your fees are a little higher. So I don't know how to turn this. Anywho, I was thinking of changing the theme. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is normal Coinbase. Most people might be more familiar with this interface. I like to use advanced Coinbase. I find it a little more powerful and the fees are lower. And I have signed up for Coinbase One. It's $30 a month, but you can get. I thought it was free trading, but I did some trades the other day, and they're just giving like a US dollar coin rebate for being a Coinbase One. So I'll see how it goes for me. But anyhow, so what we want to do is, since advanced is all trade, we want to deposit some cash first. And I'll do that from my bank. And we'll just do 50. And we'll hit preview. And it's going to be available instantly. And I could convert it directly into US dollar coin. Now that's interesting. I'm going to see what that does, because when you do that, it goes straight into US dollar coin, and then you can use that to trade right away. So I'll hit deposit now. And let's see what happens. Am I good for that? Am I good for $50? Come on now. Please tell me I'm good for $50. Yeah, I'm sure I am. I don't know why it's taking so long, though. Okay, there it is. I got an email alert that just said that it's available. I don't know why this little thing is taking so long. We'll give it a minute. We'll give it a few more seconds. And then I'm just going to dismiss it, because Coinbase just sent me an email, says it's in there. Yeah, it's in there. All right, so now that we have something we can trade with, it could either be from your US dollar balance or your USDC balance. Better to keep if you've got cash on the sidelines in Coinbase, you're better off, because you're getting a 4.5% APY, annual percentage yield. That's pretty good for just sitting there doing nothing in your Coinbase account. So what we want to do is go over here to spot, and we're going to look for Ethereum. And what we want is the ETH US dollar pair. And notice over here on the side where we have the little trading interface, we can switch from cash to US dollar coin. It's pretty much the same thing, right? So let's see. Was it going to let me buy this? Yeah, there we go. So I just hit max, and all my US dollar coin is available to make this trade. I'm going to do market. Dan has been lecturing me about doing limit trades. I'm just so impatient. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the market trade again. There, I'm getting a rebate of 9 cents. The trading fee for this is only 37 cents. But I'm getting 9 cents back because I'm a member of Coinbase One. Oh well. So we hit buy ETH. All right, and then go back to our portfolio, and now we have Ethereum in our Coinbase account. So let's move that Ethereum from Coinbase to our wallet. Now it's funny, I was going to do this with Kraken, I forgot, but I just went, my natural instinct was to just do Coinbase, but that's fine. Let's go over to our Ledger Live, and in Ledger Live in our portfolio, we can see all of our assets. And if we go to accounts, we can look at each of these different wallets that I have. Notice when I'm in portfolio view, it's going to combine my accounts into one. So if you have more than one Bitcoin account, it'll just show up as a total balance in your portfolio. But when you go to the accounts, you can see the individual accounts. You can think of them as wallets as well. They are individual wallets, each one of them, although they are derived from the same master private key of the device. Now, in my situation, I'm managing more than one device in my Ledger Live. So as you can see, I have the accounts named accordingly. So I know which device goes with which account. So I've got my Solana here that's associated with my Stacks device. Bitcoin is, this Bitcoin account is associated with my Flex. This other one is my Bitcoin Flex Orange. right? So I've got all these devices here. So let me just kind of show you. Let's see. I think there's, oh yeah, I've got that one too. Yeah, so let's go over to this camera. If this camera is still working, which it is, okay. So yeah, I've got my stacks, my Flex, my Bitcoin Orange, and my Solana Edition Flex as well. So I have all these devices, and they have their own private keys, and you can create wallets based on that master private key and manage all of them in Ledger Live. So I'm able to manage all of these devices in one copy of Ledger Live. And the trick is to know which account is associated with which device. Now, Ledger won't forget. If you try to manage crypto from one account and you have the wrong device attached, you'll get an error message. It'll tell you, oops, something went wrong, which can be frustrating if you don't know what that means. But it generally means you have the wrong device attached. I'm going to attach my Ledger Flex because, or is it the Flex? Let's see. You know what? Let's put it in the Ethereum stacks. So you can see I've got an Ethereum account for my stacks and my Flex. So I'll go ahead and attach my stacks device and enter my PIN. Oh, okay. This thing's giving me a hard time. Let me try this again. There we go. Okay, I like that sound. That means that it just mounted as a USB device. So you have to enter the PIN in order for the device to actually be recognized by your computer as a USB device. So let's go over here. Actually, I think I can just move over here. We'll just do it over here for momentarily. So there it is. We're going to go to the Ethereum stacks. We're going to hit receive. And we'll hit continue. And then what we're going to see on the device is, hey, you need to allow the secure connection. All right, and then it's going to determine, well, what is he trying to do here? And, oh, he's trying to withdraw Ethereum, so I need to open the Ethereum account. All right. And then Ledger Live will do a hardware check, right? It connects to the device, and it says, oh, this is the same device that created this account, and that is your address. So I'll look at that address on my Ledger Live. Notice I copied it into my clipboard. And then we can verify on the device itself. That's the same address I see on my screen, right? And then we'll confirm that because I already copied it into my clipboard. We'll go ahead and confirm on the device. And the address is verified. And then you'll notice that Ledger Live just kind of goes back here and the address goes away, which is why I copied it into my clipboard before I hit confirm, right? So I got the address in my clipboard. I don't need to stake. We're going to go back to Coinbase. We'll go to my Ethereum. I'm going to click right on the Ethereum so that I can manage my balance, right? I want to do a withdrawal. And then I'll paste in the address and I'll confirm that address, and I'm going to use my Ethereum balance. And I'm going to use the Ethereum network. This is going into an Ethereum wallet. Now, a lot of people get kind of tricked because they'll go, oh, Base is free. I should use the Base network. But they don't even know what the Base network is. They just know that it's free, right? So they use Base network, and then they never get their Ethereum in their Ethereum wallet, and they wonder why. I'm like, because you used the wrong network. So you have to be careful. If you understand what these networks are, and you have a base account in Ledger Live. Ledger Live does support the base network, so you can have a base account in Ledger Live. But I'm just going to put it in my normal Ethereum wallet. I'm going to, pay that 18-cent fee. I'll do max. And said it's going to take about 1 minute. I'll hit send now. And what's it going to do here? Is it going to give me this again? Twiddle its thumbs? Oh, okay. It will hit send. Okay, good. All right. And then we'll just go back to Ledger Live. And we'll hit sync. And it should come in pretty quick. It said it was only going to take about a minute. So that's cool. If I send it to the right address, which I'm pretty sure I did. 18 cents is pretty low for ETH. Yeah, that's not bad. It's funny that with ETH just exploding, that the ETH fees have not gone through the roof. And I think that is one of the factors is that ETH has recently, well, a year or so ago, switched over to proof of stake as opposed to proof of work, and that has decreased the Ethereum gas fees considerably. And when you I was thinking about something else and lost it. Oh, okay. Let's try this again. Oh, I'm sorry. What I was going to say is when you make a withdrawal from an exchange like Coinbase, they have their own withdrawal fees, but a lot of it is that they are passing on those blockchain fees to you. So you will see the withdrawal fees from Coinbase fluctuate up and down as well. Well, this is not going to hit as fast as I thought. Okay. So we'll just have to wait, I guess. Let's make sure. This is where I got it from, right? Yeah, 373. Oh, my Ethereum address. Oh, I'm doing the Ethereum. Yeah, that was it. Unless I've got a keylogger that screwed up my clipboard. It might take a few minutes. But I did want to point out that I've got a new... where is this thing? Oh, here it is. I've got a new FIDO key here from SecureX. They sent it over to me. I did a video on it, and it's a pretty cool little device. And let's see. Do I have their site pulled up? Maybe it's over here. Come on, Rex. Is this it? Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is the PU FIDO Cliff Key from SecureX. Oh, I just got an email alert from Coinbase that my my Ethereum went through. So maybe that was what was holding it up. Yeah, I'm obsessed with this. Is it going to come through or not? I always when I have company. Oh no, and now the sync is taking forever. Let's quit Ledger Live and go back in. Okay, something happened. Ethereum stacks. There it is. Okay, so we got it, right? So it came in there. Notice that it's orange, which means it still has to confirm on the blockchain all the way. Lord P, happy Saturday. Could you go over the Ellipal X card and its crypto app features? Interesting that you bring that up. I did a video on the Ellipal card not too long ago. Maybe that's why you're asking. I have, where is that thing? Can I find it? Oh boy, I have to find that thing. Let me look down here. You know what? You caught me off guard because I'm not sure what I did with that thing. It's around here somewhere. I have so many wallets all over the place. Usually I just keep them over here in my big pile. Let me just look around a little bit here. It's not that. It's not that. Yeah, I have misplaced that little thing. All right, let me calm down and see if I can find it here. I'll just go through these a little bit. Oh, I think it's here. Yes, I found it. Da-da-da. Yeah, sometimes you just have to take a deep breath instead of frantically searching. You know, when I was a little kid, I used to watch Captain Kangaroo. And I loved Captain Kangaroo. When he was searching for a toy, he had this big toy box in his room or whatever. And he would go to the toy box and like lean. He would have his back to us, right? He'd open up the toy box. He'd lean into the toy box. And then he would just throw toys over his shoulder as he was looking for whatever toy he was trying to pull out. I always thought that was hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, here's the little Ellipal card. I did want to quickly show you, though, when I attempt to log in to my Kraken account. All right, so I've got my Kraken account here, and then let's look here. Yeah, you can see me here. So I've got this little thing. What is this? Like, yeah. So there it is, the SecureX. Pretty cool little device. Got a little button here for the confirmation. We'll just put it here. I've got a USB-C connector on my desktop. Most laptops have them now. And then we'll just log into Kraken. Of course, you need your username and password. And then for your passkey, you say security key, hit next. And then I've got a pin for this thing. This thing has a pin. So it's just like no one can just pick it up and use it. I think that's pretty cool. And then you got to touch it. And lo and behold, logs me into my Kraken account. I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Let's just buy a little bit of... let's buy some ETH. Not a lot. I'm just going to buy a little bit here. I'll just do 20. I wanted to let you know that I'm using Kraken Plus, which is not much actually. It's like 50. I think it was $50 for the whole year, and you get free trades here. So I'm not getting charged for this trade. It really makes a difference when they're big trades. You know, like a couple grand here and there. Those can start to eat up your you know, your money after a while. So, but I'm just going to buy a little bit. And should go through. Okay. We're good there. We can go to our portfolio. And we've got some Ethereum. Now, in Kraken, we just go in here and we click withdraw. Now, I am going to need, I'm going to do it on the Ethereum network. And let's see, which one is these? You know what? I'm just going to hit this one because it's already whitelisted. And it's in my ledger live. I'll just do the max there. We'll hit review. And then we'll hit confirm. This address is my my Flex Ethereum. So the Ethereum Flex, if we do receive, skip the hardware check. Whoops. Don't have the device. There it is. 72445. That's the same address that we're using from Kraken here. Right? So we're cool there. We'll hit confirm. And away it goes. Pretty good stuff. And now, you wanted to look at this X card. Ooh, that might be a little tricky. I got to get this thing up and running, my X Mirage. We'll see how that goes. All right, let's do that. We'll share screen with my phone because the X card is... oh, you know what? This might not work, but let me try first. Because I did the demo with the X card, I might have wiped the card. Let's go to Ellipal. Oh, that is okay. That's the Ellipal X card. So here is the Ellipal X card. It's very similar to Tangem, but you'll notice there it has that secure element chip there embedded, and it has an offline setup. I did forget to, I wanted to paste this in to the chat window for those of you who haven't seen the video. Okay, that's the full setup video for the Ellipal X card. I don't have anything in here at the moment. And you wanted to see crypto app features. Well, the way the Ellipal card works is you manage your apps in their phone app. So if you, and you can see here that I'm running in my app, I'm managing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Sol. If I wanted to manage a different crypto, I hit this little plus, and then let's say I wanted to add XRP. Notice the ones I'm already managing have negative symbols there. So I could add XRP, and I could say add ADA if I wanted to. And I guess that's it. That's all I have to do. Right, and so then they show up in my list of apps. Let's put some Ethereum in here. Okay, so I want to do a receive. There's the Ethereum address. I'm going to copy this into my clipboard. And then I'm just going to email it to myself, so I'll have it. A lot of people ask me about this. They're like, hey, how do I get the address from my app over to my desktop? Whoops. Oops, that's not right. Right, we want Rex. I'm going to send it to myself. There's the address. All right, and then we can go over to my email here. That's not it. There it is. I've been emailing back and forth with people today that sent me questions. So if you have any questions about anything I'm doing, please shoot me an email, thecryptodad@gmail.com. My email is at the bottom of the description of this video. So if you have a question and I don't get it answered, shoot me an email. I'm more than happy to answer your questions through email. Let's see here. So we got that. Let's see. Let's go back over here. Let's hit that. And did that? Whoops. We got a synchronization thing going on here. We should be getting some. Here, I'm just going to do my little. That may not work because I think Kraken probably hasn't alerted me. Oh, it did say that the Ethereum withdrawal is complete. So let's go to accounts here and see. No, I don't see it yet. Okay, I think something happened. Oh yeah, there it is. So the Ethereum came into the wallet, right? Now we've got that address. Let's see, which one should we do? I guess yeah, I was going to put it in here. So even though this one isn't completely finished, I can't spend this $50. I do have a spendable balance in here. So let's send over to that Ellipal card, right? Let's go back here. Right, that's the address, right? It ends in 48AA, That's good. And I want to send 50. And so when I hit continue, it's going to charge me 7 cents, the Ethereum blockchain. Now I need to authorize this transaction. So it's going to be looking for my stacks, which I just happen to still have connected. Now, this is interesting. It's asking me if I want to enable transaction check. Whoops. That's a new feature. Let's get this in. Let's get this out of the way. So transaction check gives you kind of an early warning system if you're about to do something crazy. I'll go ahead and enable it. All right, now it wants me to review this transaction. This is a pretty simple transaction. It says no threat detected by transaction check, right? I'm sending to a valid Ethereum address. It's not a scam address. It's not a malicious smart contract. It's just my own wallet, right? It's not a whole bunch of ETH. Oh, those were the fees, right? So you can look at the fees. You can look at your from and to and the amount and the fees, right? And so then we'll hold the sign and off it goes. And then we'll come back here. All right, and then we're going to probably have to wait a minute or so for it to hit this wallet. It may or may not come in fast. We can just give it a second. Okay, not a whole lot going on. So I showed you how to manage tokens a little bit. I didn't show you anything that had to do with the card. The card is only required when you're actually spending crypto in some way or form. So if I'm transferring crypto out of this wallet, I need to use the card to verify. You basically just hold it to the back of your phone when you're asked to authorize. And it uses near field communication, NFC, to sign the transaction for you. Let's see. I see that it went out from my ledger. Okay, there it is. So we got the $50 worth of Ethereum into our Ellipal wallet that's based on the card. The Ellipal app is pretty nice. You can actually create standalone hot wallets in this app if you want. But this particular one is based on the Ellipal card. I gave you a link to the video that I did on this that shows you how to set it up from the get-go. So you might want to check that one out, Lord, if you're interested. And then now that we've got some Ethereum in there, I think it's probably confirmed, right? So it's showing me a balance when I go to swap. And then let's say I want to swap from ETH to... well, it's funny. They're going to allow me to do a swap to an alternate chain, which I find interesting. Let's see what it does. I would assume that it's going to... let's put in the... Will it let me do max? I don't think so. That's okay. 0.001. Minimum amount 0.007. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I'm okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that's not a whole bunch. But what I'm wondering is what service they're using. Okay. They're probably using Changelly or some other kind of centralized swapping because we're doing a cross-chain swap here. I've got my card. We'll hit swap. All right, now it's asking, okay, there's the breakdown of what we're doing. It's the SOL will go into the card. We'll hit next. And there's the transaction details. I might be getting hit with some fees. There looks like an 11 cents Ethereum fee. I can live with that. Always look these over carefully. I'm usually pretty reckless when I'm doing this live. We'll hit I understand. Okay, it wants me to use the card. So I'll hit next. I got to enter the card PIN. This I'm not that crazy about. I don't think you guys, well, you guys would see my PIN. Let me try this one. Ugh, I see now. I don't even remember my PIN. Let me try this one. All right. Now let's bring it back over here. Is it going to let me do this? I may. Oh. It has given me a message. Oh, here we go again. Okay. I wasn't fast enough. Let's try this again. All right. Let me move it back over here before I hit that submit. All right. So we'll hit submit. Okay. We'll wait for the card. And boom. There we go. So I just had to lift the card to the back of the phone to make this thing happen. Not bad, huh? Okay, and then I'm trying to click it with my mouse. It's not going to happen. Let's go back here. Whoops. Oh, it's not showing the Ethereum. Okay. Yeah, I think something weird happened there. Yeah, because I've only got $7 worth of Ethereum. I should have. Oh, maybe I spent the bulk of it on that trade. Maybe that's what it was. Because I couldn't see the dollar value. I was just looking at the, the ETH amount. I think I spent the bulk of my ETH on that. So we just have to wait for a minute for the Solana to hit. The only thing that kind of bothered me about that was that they're obviously using some sort of centralized exchange. Sorry, I dropped it on the floor. They're using a centralized exchange for this because a wallet just can't create Sol out of thin air. You need liquidity. You need like market makers, all that stuff. So wallets, you can't just swap crypto on wallets like that. It doesn't work like that. So basically Ellipal is sending my Ethereum somewhere, and then that exchange will swap, like Changely or Coinify or CIC, something like that. The problem is they're not letting me know what they're using. It's just sort of going off into the ether. And I don't know, how long it's going to take, or if I'm ever going to get my Solana. But I'm assuming it's going to work. But it's not a whole lot of information that I probably should be getting. Let me go back to this and see if I can. It doesn't even have. Oh, let's try that. Okay, there it is. All right, so I successfully sent out this ETH, and that's most of it. So, but I did it in a swap, so I should be getting back. And the little orange thing lets me know that it's not quite done yet. It's processing. So it might be a few minutes before I see the Sol come back into my wallet. Right. So overall, I like the card. I'm not probably a huge fan of like trading with this card. I would probably use it more for just holding small amounts and maybe, small amounts of stable coin perhaps if I wanted to make a purchase somewhere, or just, kind of don't keep all your eggs in one basket, spread out your assets, have a little working cash. I wouldn't want to hold the bulk of my crypto in a wallet like this because that's not really its use case. It's meant to be an on-the-go wallet. Now, I guess if you decide you like this wallet because it's easy to use and you want it to be your go-to wallet, then I would probably leave the card at home. I wouldn't carry it around. The app is on your phone, but there's no way that the app will function without the card. So I would like to see this Solana. Oh, there it is. So yeah, we lost a little bit in the trade, right? Because the trading fees. It didn't really spell those out for me. It sort of gave me an overview. I maybe, if I'd have looked at it more closely and calculated exactly how much ETH it was, but it said it was an 11-cent Ethereum gas fee, but I'm sure there was also a trading fee when I did the swap, wherever that happened, right? It worked, but like I said, I'm not that crazy about how it didn't tell me what platform I was using. Like Tangent will tell you. Tangent will say, oh, okay, if you want to do a swap, it's going to tell you which platforms. Let me just do max here. See, it tells you where the trade is going to take place, and it allows you to even change the provider. That's, I kind of like the Tangent swap interface. But I like this Ellipal card. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, and I don't do much trading on the Tangent app either. But I think they're more of crypto on the go. All right, I went a little over tonight. Captain Kangaroo, Lord remembers Captain Kangaroo. Lovely guy. They don't make shows with that type of magic anymore. That is true. Mr. Green Jeans and Bunny Rabbit. Yeah, you remember. I loved Captain Kangaroo. Awesome. Let's see. Bybit is not available in the United States due to regulatory restrictions. Users are prohibited from accessing and trading on the platform. Yeah, this thing that I showed you, this SecureX key, is very similar to a YubiKey, although its claim to fame is that it's FIDO. It is a what they call it, the first unclonable FIDO key. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that means, because I have asked them how would I make a copy of this in case I need a backup. I think each one of them would be independent. So if I had two, I would simply go in and set up more than one in my account. So for example, Kraken, I have more than one set up now. I have my Ledger Stacks. I can use my Ledger Stacks as my authorization when I log into my Kraken account, or I can use this thing. You can use more than one. And I attached more than one to my Gmail account. Yeah, so I did a video on this little guy, so I'll be posting that in the next day or so. So you can kind of look at it in a little more detail. Use Convert Tool on exchanges to balance small amounts, but for the rest, best rates, buy spot. Binance offers zero maker fee with FDUSD pairs. Yeah, ultimately, and I agree there, Doc Capital, you're going to get your best deals for trading on a centralized exchange like Kraken, Coinbase, Binance US, Gemini, places where you can trust and know exactly what the fees are, you know, ahead of time, rather than just kind of wondering, right? All right. So thanks, guys, everyone that was here tonight. I really appreciate it. The new camera seems to be working well. I'm pretty happy with that. Not happy with the money I had to spend, but that's how it goes sometimes. So if you've got an old Ledger Nano S, don't begrudge Ledger for a device that was designed 10 years ago. In the crypto sphere, we're talking cutting edge technology. If you are involved in crypto, you should understand that crypto is cutting edge technology. It's advanced cryptography, and the crypto ecosphere is exploding. You really need to have a device that can keep up with all of the changes that are being implemented. Not just new layer one coins like SUI, SUI, but also upgrades to existing cryptos like Ethereum, migrated from proof of work to proof of stake. A device that was designed 10 years ago really can't handle all, and the added security features. Anyway, Oh, okay. I want to go back to Will here. Will just dropped something in. Yeah, maybe Ledger won't. Maybe Ledger won't like that, but I'm gonna. So Will was able to claim more than one of his keys. That's pretty funny. Oh, you can't see it. I'm in the way. Okay, here we go over there. So Ledger might not like me saying this. On recovery key, I was able to claim one for me and one for my wife at the same address. That's pretty cool. Maybe you guys have a different, each of you have a account in your name. I don't know. But yeah, I think there might be ways to get around it, like, you know, have your neighbor order one, whatever. You know, if you claim a free one if you've got more than one device, you know, or something like that. But yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you got it. Thank you for being a member, Will, and thank you for joining in. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, guys. I want to go watch TV with my lovely wife. Where are we here? There we go. So I will do. Oh, you got 3 flexes. Oh, you got 3. you have 3 flexes and you got 3 free keys. That's pretty awesome. Congrats on that. You know, you're working on having a bunch like I do. So I will be here again every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click. That will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me tonight, and hope to see you guys again soon. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Yes, let's hit ETH 5,000. That'll be awesome. Thanks for, thank you, Kenny, for the news. And thank you, Dan, so much for moderating. And thank you, everybody that asked a question. And thanks for the donations from Psychedelic Astronaut and Lord P. I always appreciate that. Thank you guys for reminding everyone to hit the like button. And thank you, everyone that asked a question.